Hello, good morning. I hope you can all hear me and see me okay. And we're back out in my alfresco office. Had a week off, and what a week. Very, very busy, but it's given me lots of time for thinking and enjoying and taking pleasure out of my family and my life. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Feeling a bit boggy-eyed and a bit tired, but lovely. So we're back out here. One of the things that I wanted to bring you today, and it's something that comes up over and over again, so I think it's worth it, and I think quite a few of you might just find some value in this, but it's all about how you're holding your own court and how you're performing in your own court. So and it's quite an easy concept to sort of visualize, because we've all seen Judge Judy and Judge Rinder and all those other things. But yeah, it's come up a number of times where I've spoken to clients, and they're always in that judgmental role. They're always in that sort of judging other people. You know the old adage where you see, morning Abby, morning, where you'll point, and those fingers are pointing back at you. And when you think about a courtroom, you think about all the people and all the activity that goes on in that courtroom, and our heads are very similar to that. So when we come up against either a challenge that's in front of us, or an opportunity that's in front of us, or even something that hasn't gone well, we enter into this courtroom. And that's what I wanted to introduce you today, because I'm thinking, where do you spend most of your time during the day? And what role do you get stuck in or spend too much time in, maybe? And each of these roles are equally as important, if you like, and we visit each one of them. But the bit that we're really concentrating on today is actually being really consciously aware of what role we're taking on during our day today. So, for instance, are you the prosecutor? Are you your own prosecutor, your own accuser? So if you think about the prosecutor and the accuser role, it's like it is that, isn't it? That's not the judge as such. That's your prosecutor. So couldn't you have done better? What stopped you getting better? You did, you did, you did. So that's the accusing side of things. And that's where we go often when something's gone wrong. You go, oh, bloody idiot, whatever made you do that? If you hadn't have done that, this wouldn't have happened. And that's your prosecutor. That's where you're going with that. That's where you spend all that time really ripping yourself apart. But then if we don't move on to the next bit where we say, where we go into the defense role, this is not about excuses, but when you have a defender, you have mitigating circumstances. So what was it that made you do that? So what was it that actually was instrumental in promoting that behaviour? So what might have changed your reaction to that had you rethought about it, Mrs. Smith? That sort of thing. So if you move on, that's fine. We all go into that prosecutor mode, but we need to balance it. So we then go into that defence mode, and rather than becoming a defensive, which means that we just chuck it all back at somebody and we hull it over the fence, we actually look and work out what it was within that sequence of events that potentially landed us where we were. So it's a really important role to think about. One of the roles that I really don't think is helpful for very long, and yet we all spend some time in there, and there is some self-love in there, but that's the victim role. The victim role is not a good place for any of us to sit. It makes us vulnerable. It opens us up to falling into all sorts of very much the lesser mindset. It is very inactive externally. It's very active internally. So it really is that sort of, well, I don't really need to bother. That's going to be, it's the blamer. It's their fault, and it's my fault, and it's everybody else's fault, and there's nothing I can do about it, and if only I could do something about it. And that's never going to get us anywhere. So sit with it for a bit. It's okay to sit with your hurt. You feel hurt, and whatever did I do in order to attract that? That's fine, because you start going into that defense mode. You go into the defender role, where it's like, what was it that I did that invited this into my life? How may I stop this? So do you see where I'm coming from? So if you think about that victim, you move from that victim into that sort of that defense role, that defender role, you get a much easier and much better balance about life and what's going on, and potentially answers. Now, the next thing is the jury. The jury is all about taking all those different elements, weighing it up. That means you have got a balance. So you've got a balanced argument. You've looked at the issue, you've looked at your surroundings, you've looked at what all the elements are that are involved in this situation, and you start weighing it up. The jury will weigh it up. They take the emotion out of it. They just look at facts. That's crucial. Absolutely crucial, because if you're going to move forward, you need to have that balanced approach. The next bit is the judge. Now, we think about the judge and the sort of executioner stuff, but the judge doesn't actually decide whether you're guilty or not. The jury does. What the judge does is say what your term of punishment's going to be. Now, if you can get into judge mode, you're in charge. This is your choice. Absolutely 100% your choice, how you punish yourself. So weighing up all the facts, you've got all the facts from the jury. So what can I do differently next time? Have I learnt my lesson? Yes, I have. Move on. No harm done. You're not going to have any great punishments. You don't need to hold on to this any longer. Judge might decide, okay, so you're going to have to go back and restudy that. That's fine too. Thank you very much. The judge might decide, actually, you need to go back and apologise. Great. Do you see where I'm coming from? So actually, you can have this great scenario going on in your head, but you are the powerful one. You are, at the end of all of this, your own judge. So take care of it. Take care of that power. Do share my video with anyone who you think might be stuck in one of those modes, especially the victim mode. We don't want us in that victim mode. We want us moving through it. So, yeah, please share. Love any shares. Tell me how you feel about this. Give me any comments. Give me a hashtag replay if you're watching this on replay. Hashtag live if you're here live. It would be lovely to see you. Abby, thank you so much for joining me so early. Yeah, and I'll see you all on Friday. Thanks for now. Bye.